Hello, my name is Jake Lund and I'm the director, writer, and I also played Dr. Loomis in the film. And alongside me is...
Morgan Screen, the assistant director, the editor, and also played Michael Myers in the film.
And this is Halloween, The Hunt of Michael Myers, Behind the Mask. So we're going to start with the initial idea of where this all came from.
Yeah.
Would you like to take the lead?
I can try. It was probably about 2.5 years ago. Maybe just under that actually. We'd come back from 4-0 drubbing. We're both Morecambe fans.
Yeah.
We
We must have done something bad in a past life.
Probably, if you believe that stuff. I don't. Anyway, we come back from a Morecambe match, both Morecambe season ticket holders. We lost 4-0 to MK Dons, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Came back to your house, just having tea. Watching the TV on the background was Halloween 1978, which is probably my favourite Halloween film.
No, number 2 for me.
Number 2?
I do like 1981 one in the hospital, that's a good one.
But then it wouldn't be the same without where it started.
Well, of course not, yeah.
Anyway, so we were watching that. Well, not sort of watching it, and
it was on in the background.
Yeah, it was in the background, and you had an idea, and you sort of drew some inspiration from watching it, and you sort of thought to yourself, oh, I could write a few pages on.
Yeah, I just thought I had an idea of where the story could go next, where it hadn't been. You know, obviously, seeing how motivated the original Loomis was in the original.
Yeah.
You know, fighting to get him back.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if he knew Michael was still alive when he was going to pass, surely he'd tell someone that he needed to be kept off the street. Someone needed to fight for him to keep so on. And then I originally thought, it's got to be his grandson. At this day, 2024, this day and age, it would be not his son. His son's probably not. It'd be his grandson.
Yeah.
So that's where I come up with it. And I think I sent you, maybe this was on the Saturday night. I think on the Thursday I sent you about 10 pages, very late in the night. And you replied.
I was still up.
Yeah. You replied to me. Finish this. That's all you put. Finish this.
2 words.
Finish this.
Finish this.
And then I said, okay. And you put back, how long do you reckon? And I said, I won't. Well, give me some time, but it won't be too long. And I think it was about 5 weeks later. I did the first draft.
Yeah.
First draft, which has changed many times since then, hasn't it?
Lost count. Well, I think you can count on more than 2 hands, to be honest.
Well, we actually, I remember the day before we were sending it out to the cast and crew that I actually, I said to you, I've gone and changed it again.
Yeah.
But other than that, that was the final one.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, it was.
And you were happy with my changes to that one. We added.
Generally. Yeah.
Just going into a little bit more detail of the edits on the final one, was we gave Christopher and Matt, their characters, Dr. Langford and Dr. Cooper, the coin toss scene.
We did.
That originally wasn't in the script, so when Loomis walks out the building, that's it. That's that scene over. But we thought, because we know where we're taking things next, and we also saw we had 2 very talented actors, we needed more of them. And also it's a very dark film.
Yeah.
So we wanted a bit of light-hearted comedy at the start, so the coin flip came and was a good idea. So that was one of them, and the other one was I added in the scene between the old couple.
Yeah.
Ernest and Yvonne. Originally.
Well, I think that originally was in there, but what we did we changed it so that it was more sort of drawn out.
Yeah, originally it literally started as they were dancing and Michael walked in. It was very brief, very quick, and I thought, let's have a bit of build-up. They're going about their normal life, and that's where we got the tomato chopping, showing the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. Yeah. There, and then they go for a dance, and it sort of builds up. They think, this is quite good, and then obviously the record coming to the end, foreshadowing the end of their life as well. It was just really a good thing to put in there.
Yeah.
Then we got that script sorted, and that was the end of the initial idea, wasn't it? We got that quite quickly, really, the initial idea.
We did, I think, it was mainly you, wasn't it? And I think my role was sort of tweaking things, so obvious spelling and grammar. Not your strong point. But,
no.
also some edits to how some of the dialogue was structured, because we wanted it to be as close as possible to, well, we wanted it to stay true to franchise, I'll say. But we also
Americanise it.
Yeah. But what's what I'm saying, because obviously we know our own sort of limitations, obviously being based in the UK. You know, we've got left-hand drive, for example. You know, we've got houses that are mainly sort of terrace, but we did pick sort of areas when we were picking our locations where we looked for large sort of detached houses that looked like you could pass off.
Yeah, we
as
tried
being
to
in America.
stay to America, but that was mostly, I actually had to ask you a lot with the original script. Did they say this?
Did they say this in America? Yeah.
Did they use these terms?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the initial idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so casting started way back in January 2023.
Yeah.
So
New Year's Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was New Year's Day. Yeah, so we met on New Year's Day and we started to put the adverts out. So we used 2 casting sites. We used Star Now to start with, and then we used another casting site called Mandy, which is actually owned by the same company. So all operates under the Backstage umbrella. But we found Mandy to be a lot more useful, not just because it's free, but just because we thought the array of talent on Mandy was a lot better than what we got on Star Now. So we had future casting rounds. We had 2 other future casting rounds after the initial 1 month ad on Star Now. We had 2 further casting rounds on Mandy, and we used those to obviously recruit the cast.
Quite a few people we've been through. How many would you say? How many cast have we been through? You know,
in terms of applications, we had over 250 applications. You know, and then we had obviously the interviews. So we had a mix of in-person interviews and Teams interviews. So we started with a full weekend of in-person interviews at a higher place called the Consult Centre. Who've actually now moved from their original premises, so they no longer have the room hire.
Fantastic.
Well,
really
it's not so fantastic that they've moved.
No, but they were really helpful.
Oh yeah.
Great team of people.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we did the in-person ones.
Yeah.
It was great to meet people. It was a lot of a shock, quite a shock for some people, wasn't it? Obviously, walking into the room and seeing, at the time, I was 23, you were 24.
Yeah.
See these 2 young lads, you know, and they were like, hang on a minute. But a lot of them have said then that we're very organised, you know, professional. We had a PowerPoint to explain who we were.
That presentation saved us. I think it must have got maybe 4 or 5 extra people on board that day. Really pleased with how, you know, the idea that we chose to go with the presentation, which we then used for the Teams meetings as well.
Yes.
So we had, I think, 2 or 3 follow-up weekends,
something like that. Yeah.
2 or 3 follow-up weekends. We had many weekends dedicated to interviewing. Put it that way.
It was
for a presentation.
It was good to, you know, do it because we met so many great people.
Yeah.
And we're very happy with the people we selected to take the parts. You know, every single person who has taken part in this film in any aspect has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Really given their whole 110% and above and beyond, and it's been a really fantastic experience to meet these people and get to work with them and get to know them on a personal level, hasn't it? You know,
I think just a shout out to our crew as well. So
absolutely,
obviously, we had to do we did a separate round of recruitment for our crew as well. The crew we did all on Teams just because we didn't want to have sort of a hassle of travelling to an in-person meet, because we knew they were going to be there on every shoot day anyway.
We didn't want to, you know, they were going to have to travel to all of our locations, but then to get them to travel to an in-person one that some of them may not be successful on.
Yeah.
You know, it was better. With crew, it was a lot better because you can see someone's work from that, but when you're doing an audition, and you know, you're talking to someone, you know, that chemistry as well, because obviously I play the main character, so especially for someone like Thomas, who played the sheriff, you know, just seeing that how you bounce off each other to then portray it on screen, you know, that helps in person as opposed to on a screen itself. But yeah, the crew ones we did all on Teams, and again, we're very happy with everyone we got. Everyone gave 110% again, and yeah, it was all the casting experience is a long one, but a good one, because
it's something you have to do
Yeah.
for every production, and it's something that you have to get right, because it's the basis for how the rest of your film is going to pan out. You know, if you're vetting candidates kind of round by round, and you know that they're going to give 100% for you, and you know that they're going to fit the role to a T, then it makes your life so much easier when you get into the production stage.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, that was casting. Yeah, so after we'd cast everyone, we then we went to a read-through. Again, we used a consult centre. We used one of their bigger rooms there.
Yeah.
Which actually turned out to be the hottest day of the year. I think it was about 35 degrees, wasn't it, outside?
Was it that hot?
It was that hot. And we were in a big room with big bay windows.
Yeah.
With the sun blazing in. And it was okay while we were setting up and everyone was coming in, because we could have the air conditioning machine on.
Yeah.
But it was that loud that when we did the actual read-through, we had to turn it off.
Yeah.
The heat was just going up and up and up again. So, but yeah, it was great, the read-through. You know, everyone who turned up. You know, it was nice for everyone to meet each other.
Yeah.
You know, it was the first time a lot of the casting had met each other.
I think for us, it was about the chemistry between some of the actors. So,
Absolutely.
I know what you're going to say. You're going to talk about the two doctors. We have
Yes.
Matt and Christopher, who played Dr. Langford and Dr. Cooper in the film, and the chemistry immediately between those two was something that we could just see straight away.
Yeah.
And
We looked at each other,
at
didn't
that
we?
point. Yeah, we knew at that point. When we were going through the coin flip scene, especially, it was like, we've got the correct actors here.
Yeah,
we've got the right guys for the roles here. So.
And there was a few surprises, because a lot of people actually came to us after the read-through and asked us if Thomas was American.
Yeah.
And we said no, he's from Liverpool.
Yeah.
So but his American accent was fantastic, and it actually was it threw a lot of people.
He surprised us all, didn't he? Because I think we were just expecting to just read it, but for him to actually act
got into
it
character
and go
really
into
well.
character,
Yeah.
it sort of helped him establish when we came to actually production, which we'll touch on later, how we wanted the character to be, and I think he played it really well, didn't he?
absolutely. You know, and like I said, everyone, you know, we had no issues with the read-through. You know, no one was hard work or anything. Everyone come, read the lines.
Everyone was on time.
Everyone was on time. We had, you know, afterwards we had a quick presentation about the filming process and the rest of what we had to do with pre-production, which we'll go on to in a bit. And everyone was there, you know, everyone stayed and had a chat with each other, had a cup of tea, biscuits. A few people actually added each other on Facebook.
Yeah, we did.
So it was a really productive day for us to get the cast together finally and do the read-through.
Yeah. Pre-production mainly consisted of location management, so getting in touch with various location agencies. So there was one called Location Partnership, which we used for Michael's house in North Yorkshire, who we were really impressed by. And we also used Creative England, who were also very helpful. They provided... Where did they provide? Chadderton, yeah. So the police station
and the prison.
Prison scenes, yeah. A lot of our locations were filmed within the local area where we're based, so that was liaising with the City Council's film office and also local councillors. We also had to do a leaflet drop in a residential area to notify the residents of what we were going to be doing, what was going on. We also got in touch with the County Council's highways team as well, to inquire about
There was a lot of
there was a lot of sorting out, wasn't there?
Back and fro through emails and telephone calls and everything to get this
mainly me
to get this up and running. Also obviously acquiring new equipment. And
that was mainly you.
That was mainly me. Props and props as well, costume.
We had a costume fitting day, didn't we, as well?
Yes.
A few weeks before we started filming.
And a location we didn't talk about there that we used. We actually used Airbnb, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to come on to that.
For Lancashire Hall, wasn't it? And they were, you know, the people at Lancashire Hall were fantastic.
Yeah.
We wanted somewhere that we could, because it was such a big part of the film towards the end, we wanted somewhere where we could stay as well for a full weekend, so we could shoot for a full weekend.
Yeah.
So we come on to Airbnb and we were trying to find something and we couldn't find anything that fit the bill and we could stay. But then we come to Ladvasilia Hall and we messaged the owners there.
Yeah,
and
it's family-run business.
Fantastic, you know, it's absolutely 100%. And they've had a couple of things filmed there. I know they had a Bollywood thing filmed there as well and everything. So they were really, really helpful and helped us with a smooth effort to get everything sorted for there.
Yeah.
And then it was just final prep, you know, getting everything ready for the day before, wasn't it? The day before filming when we were actually here in my house.
Yeah, we were.
Painting the prison outfits, making sure we had all the equipment ready, getting it all loaded into the van.
Yeah, we hired a van for our first day, which we'll come on to. But what we also did was we had scheduling as well. So we had a full weekend dedicated where we scheduled for shoot dates. So because most of our actors had full-time jobs at the time, just as we did, it was very important to make sure that filming was done on other weekends. We had to basically fit it round other commitments that we had over that autumn, as well as other people's commitments. So yeah, scheduling was a busy weekend in summer as well, but we managed to get there.
Yeah. So that was probably the longest time we had to do anything. You know, obviously a full weekend just of sat at the computer, spreadsheets, and getting them all sorted.
And we got everyone's personalised schedule as well.
Yeah, because obviously we had to do the full schedule and then everyone's personalised schedule. But we got there, and like I say, we hired a van for the first weekend. So the day before, we spent pretty much till late that night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Making sure everything was ready, loading the van, taking the van to the drop-off point, and then we were ready for shooting.
Yeah. Right, we're in the van, ready. We've got all the equipment in. Just taking it to a drop-off point, and then tomorrow we'll head down to Chatterton. All the equipment. If you can get out onto the main road here. There you go. We're good here. And we'll take it down to a first shoot date for tomorrow. We're just taking it to a drop-off point, and we'll take it down tomorrow morning. So yeah, we're on the road, aren't we?
We are. We're on the road.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. I can't believe it's come by so quick. You know, we've had nearly 18 months of preparation, and we're going to be going to our first shoot day tomorrow. Feels a bit surreal, but there we are. Can't really go wrong, really, but you know, we'll see how it goes.
We hope.
Yeah, well, we hope. Well, it's coming to a roundabout now. We're nearly at a drop-off point. We're like 2 minutes away, aren't we?
Yeah,
not far at all, is it? So just dropping it off at our driver's address, and then we'll be all set for tomorrow.
So then we come to the first day of filming, a big day for us. Lots of nerves, mostly from me.
Mainly you.
Very, very calm person. But yeah, we had an early start. We were on the road just before 7.
Yeah.
To get to Chatterton for just before 9.
Yeah. We got there very early.
ahead of 12 hours shooting.
Yeah.
And so we had to meet. Shout out to my granddad who drove the van.
Yeah.
We had to meet them, and then they had to follow us down in the van. We got there around just after 8, wasn't it?
Just after 8, yeah.
We went and had a bit bite to eat.
Yeah.
A cup of tea, and then we got in early. We got in about 8:45, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I think we had a dedicated car park for our car and van as well.
Yeah.
So we were able to. It was good to have ease of access to the main building.
Yeah.
So the building where we filmed was a former police station in Chatterton, which is just outside Oldham, and it had a holding cell area of I think 4 prison cells. Former shower area as well, but we didn't actually use the shower area during filming.
No.
We had courtyard, police station as well, courtyards which we used, and we had various kind of sort of offices sort of dotted around the former building, which we used as changing rooms.
Yeah. So when we got there, we got there early just to check the building ourselves, make sure everything was ready. So we got in about 8:45. So we had about an hour.
Yeah.
An hour before everyone started turning up. And then we started. So then the cast come around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we started getting everyone in. You know, we got the equipment ready, and then there was the first picture to commence filming, which actually, at the time of filming this now, is just a couple of days under a year ago.
It is,
from the first day of filming.
Yeah.
So then we filmed in the morning. We filmed the prison scenes, and then in the afternoon we filmed the police station scenes.
Yeah, we did. That carried on until it got dark.
Yeah.
We had to do the courtyard scenes right at the very end when it was dark, but we timed it well because this time of year it gets dark about 7 p.m, so we had enough time to do the courtyard scenes as well.
Yeah, and it was, I think driving back, it was just that relief that the first day had gone well. Cause,
it was.
There was obviously a lot of nerves going around, you know, first feature film, worrying, is it going to go? Is it going to go well? And the first day couldn't have gone better for us. You know, we were really happy with our
finished on time.
Yeah, finished on time. That was the main thing. A couple of hiccups along the way, especially when we were filming in the courtyard. The electrics to the building blipped, didn't they? So all our lighting rigs shut down. So we actually had to use the DOP's car.
Yes.
And project his lights onto the side of the car we were using.
If you look closely, you can see his headlights.
You can see the headlights there. So, but yeah, the first day was, you know, great, wasn't it?
I couldn't ask for much more from the first day. I thought it went quite well, even with the hiccups.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it for any other day.
No, definitely not.
En route to Chatterton now. I'm currently on the M61, so we're about half an hour or so away. Jake, you looking forward to today? Excited?
Yeah, looking forward. You know, it's going to be a long day, but you know, we've been waiting for this day for 18 months now. So.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a long time coming, but it's been quick at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
But got a nice little structure there, whatever that is.
Botany
and
Bay.
A big building site. Oh, is it?
Yeah,
oh.
Botany Bay.
Shows how much I know.
Luckily, the roads are very clear, so
yeah, they are.
We're making good progress.
Yeah, definitely.
After 7:15 this morning.
Yeah, we've got the van in tow behind us as well.
Behind us.
Yeah.
If you can get it in shot, so you can see the van.
You can just about see it
there. Just about see the van.
There you go.
Shout out Paul Lyon, the
driver.
driver.
Shout out to Paul. Big up, Paul.
Yeah. Looking forward to today.
Yeah.
Should be there just before 8:30.
Yeah, we've got a morning shoot starting at 10 a.m. With prison scenes, and we've got an afternoon shoot starting at 3 p.m. for the police station scene. So it's a big day.
All wrapped up by 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
All wrapped up by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
On the next shoot day,
which is on the 30th of September at the Consult Centre in Morecambe. So look forward to seeing you there. Right, we finished our filming at Chatterton, just on the way back. That's the van in front of us there. You're just getting over there, Jake. Yeah. It's been a very busy day. We've been Chatterton since 8 in the morning. It's currently 9:53 p.m. and we're just on the M6 back up now, so we should be home in about half an hour, would you say?
Something like that,
yeah. Really productive day. We got all the prison scenes done, finishing at about 3:30. And then we got the police station scenes done, finishing just after 9 p.m. As a 9 a.m. then. It's been a long day. We're absolutely hanging here, but been a really productive day, and we can't wait for next week where we're at the Consult Centre, and we're also on Littlefell Lane on the Sunday. So yeah, really looking forward to next week, and we've got one of the most difficult days out of the way, haven't we?
Yeah, that's the biggest day. You know, 12 hours. Up until we go to.
Stackhouse, yeah. But a lot of that's not really shooting, it's preparation. Really. Yeah.
The biggest day now is the weekend in North Wales, really.
Yeah. But we've got the accommodation for that, so we're sorted. There's no travel, is there?
This is the biggest day out the way.
Yeah.
Really happy with everything.
Yeah.
Onwards and upwards.
Absolutely, yeah. JGL signing off. So the week after our first day of filming, we were at the Consult Centre on Saturday. This was an all-day shoot where we filmed the doctor's office scenes. So, where we introduced to Dr. Loomis and his colleagues, Dr. Langford and Cooper, who we talked about earlier, and also the meeting with Peter and Peter's mother.
Yes.
Before, obviously, Loomis sees the news report on the TV, and he decides that he has to go and address this crisis, if you will. So yeah, the consultant centre was really good. Obviously,
again, using the consultant centre again. They really helped a lot. Obviously, the interviews, the read through, filming. They were a really useful asset.
Yeah, it was building that rapport with the people who obviously ran the centre and still do, to my knowledge. And yeah, they were really accommodating, and they allowed us to stay a little bit later because we had one or two sort of alternative angles to do as well. So really helpful. And then the day after, we went to Littlefell Lane.
Littlefell Lane, yes.
Yeah, so Littlefell Lane was interesting because this was
probably the toughest day filming in terms of.
It was a short day though. It was only a couple of hours.
Yeah, it was only a few hours, but we'd looked for somewhere with a lay-by that was not busy.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of dialogue going on and everything, and it's a really important scene in the film where Loomis and the sheriff meet.
Yeah.
But as soon as you put a camera there, a boom mic lights, and actors and a crew, everybody wants to come and look. So there was a lot of cutting and taking for the cars moving. Obviously, the cars in the background, disturbing the audio. So we had to chop and change a lot and make a lot of alternative angles than we originally wanted to use.
Yeah.
And also, it took a lot of takes, but we got there in the end. It was a.
It's amazing how many takes you need when there's a prop gun on set.
Yeah. Having to stop just mid-sentence because you're supposed to get your gun out, but there's someone driving past and you don't want to get the gun out because then they're in the police, and oh my goodness, it's not gonna end well. So Littlefell Lane. Yeah. And we were well into filming.
We went to a groove by then, weren't we?
We were into a groove then. And then we went on to our street scenes, didn't we, on the Haler estate?
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed the street scenes.
The street scenes were good. Yeah. We didn't have too many sort of queries, did we, from residents?
Just a couple asking what
was going on.
And all
yeah.
That.
But I think the leaflet drop mainly covered us, didn't it?
Yeah.
With a few passing
and we did
dog walkers and such like.
We didn't restrict access, which helped. We kept ourselves very tightly packed.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't take up a massive space where people were struggling to get round and everything.
We also made sure to finish before 10 p.m. as well.
Yeah, so we had time to shut down.
Yeah.
Before the 11 p.m. noise pollution laws.
Yeah.
But all the street scenes were great. I thoroughly enjoyed the street scenes. They were quite one of my favourites.
Just a bit cold in the later months.
My goodness, yeah, going towards the end of the November, December time was cold. But then you talk complete opposite when we did the young couple being killed scene. Middle of October. You expected to start being cold by then. It was 25 degrees at 9 o'clock at night. Very hot night. And obviously my character's in an overcoat, so it was very uncomfortable. But it was, again...
At least you didn't have the opposite problem in December, where you went on camera.
No.
And I had to wear, obviously, a boiler suit, a mask, and an undershirt.
Yeah.
In freezing degrees.
Yeah, I think it was about
-2 or something like that.
It was very cold.
Very cold.
But also, obviously, that was our last shoot of 2023.
It was.
And it was on a... But before that, we will go into that in a moment. We did go to Settle.
Yeah, North Yorkshire.
To the Old Hall, which is Michael's house.
Yeah, so the Old Hall's interesting.
Fantastic.
The Old Hall's interesting because when we viewed the Old Hall initially, it was undergoing a lot of building work, and that building work had actually progressed a little bit by the time we got there in November. A couple of weeks before we did the shooting, I actually went out to meet the location owner, and I couldn't believe how busy it was, how many different building contractors were on site, redoing all the wiring, all the plastering, all the boarding in the loft.
But luckily, it still held the essence of what we needed.
Yeah. Well, there were certain areas. It was such a big building, wasn't it? But there were certain areas of the building that we could still use. It still had that look of an old, sort of dated, abandoned, dilapidated building. Yeah. So it still worked really well for us.
I mean, it was a long day. It was 12 hours we were there.
Yeah, we were only filming for the last sort of 5 hours, I think.
No, it was longer than that.
Was it longer?
Maybe 6,
I don't
7.
think we were filming that late because it was only dark about 5.
Of course, yeah.
So only about 5 hours.
But yes,
there's a lot of setup, wasn't it?
A lot of setup.
Scoping the location out and seeing where we could film.
We had a nice communal room as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which, we actually just got a load of deck chairs, camping chairs, and put them round. And everyone sat, we could sit in there. There was a little coffee and tea machine. We had drinks and everything. And actually, when everyone come in, we actually showed them around the whole location because everyone was stunned by this place. It was
the size of it.
It was the sheer scale of it, and also the fact that it was nearly 330 years old.
Yeah,
everyone was amazed.
1695 it was built.
Yeah, amazed everyone was. So that was in November, and then we went into December, the final day of shooting of 2023. The worst one in terms of the weather, because it was absolutely freezing, and we were in a field. Well, it was actually a public walkway.
It was.
That was a good mile away.
Footpath.
Good mile away from the road. So we were in pitch black. We only had the lighting rigs, torches, as a light source. Very cold, and but really good.
It was very fitting for the scene, actually. So I'm quite happy with what we had, because originally that scene was supposed to take place as part of our street scenes in an alleyway. But then when we found this large field adjacent to where we were filming, and off a public footpath, where we were free from any disturbances apart from a fireworks show that happened halfway through. Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
It was a good show, actually. It was a nice little break in filming. I was cold, though. But other than that, no, we thought it fit the film really well.
But it was the fact that these, obviously, in the scene, the boys are, he's got the crowbar saying, look at this. And he's obviously, David's took a gun from his dad's. Yeah. And they're showing this off and that. So they would go somewhere far away, so no one could see him and that. So it was a good.
It's also Michael going off the beaten path. Yeah. And it's interesting because you never actually find the bodies.
No.
You never see the bodies on camera, so it's almost like an unknown, isn't it?
Yeah.
And who knows who could have found them if they were ever found.
Yeah.
Because it was in pitch black and they were so far away. So no, we think it fits for the rest of the film really well.
Yeah, and then obviously that was the last shooting date of 2023, because then we shut down for Christmas. Yeah. We obviously knew people had commitments with family and friends at Christmas, so we shut down filming on the 5th of December. And from there we just had a break, and then in January 2024 we started again, didn't we?
Did.
We're going to have to do a stakeout, that's why. And we only employ people that can dress well to do this stakeout.
So you're telling me then, so that the application's not been successful?
Oh, it's not that, it's fine, but I'm reading all this stuff. You've got A levels, O levels, P levels. I don't understand. You've got Oxford diploma in catering. How's that going to help?
Listen, you need to be able to make a good omelette when you're working at MI5.
Yeah, that's true, absolutely true.
My foie gras is just the best.
It is the best.
It's amazing.
I'm excited now listening to you doing that. Okay, listen, I'll make a deal with you. I'll put your application form through if you do me a favour.
Anything.
Okay. There's a file at number 6 Downing Street. If you can retrieve that file by 08 hours tomorrow,
easily,
you've got your job. Okay, good.
Okay. Sorry, what did you say? Downing Street?
Downing Street, yeah.
Is that near where, boys?
Well, it's a few doors away, 4 doors away from Partygate.
Is it? Okay. I'm going. I'll do it.
Okay, excellent. Okay, do you want to send in the next person?
Yeah, sure. Thanks again.
No, you're welcome.
See you next time. Bye.
Yeah, so then we come back in January on the 19th of January, which was actually my birthday. And then it was your birthday on the 21st.
It was Connor's birthday on the 20th.
And it was Connor's birthday on the 20th, so we had three birthdays on the 3 days we were there. We come back for the final weekend of filming, and we went down to North Wales, Lancaster Hall. Good car journey, to be honest, wasn't it?
Nice,
We picked up Heather and Pietro
on the way.
Where did we stop off? Was it Chester?
Somewhere like that, yeah. It would go that way towards.
Yeah, near Chester.
We go towards Wrexham, don't we?
But it was a good car journey. It was over nearly 3 hours by the time we got there.
We actually had to stop off twice, didn't we?
Yeah, so we picked up Heather and Pietro. Had a good laugh in the car and everything. And then when we got there, obviously we'd seen pictures of it on the internet, but
on the Airbnb,
to see the sheer scale of it when you get there was stunning. It was honestly something else. I think everyone who came was amazed. To be honest, Thomas actually come and said to Pietro when he got there, "Where's reception? I need to book into my room." And Pietro just said, "There is no reception. Just find your room." And he couldn't believe that we'd we booked the whole manor house, which was fun. It was just fantastic. We had a bit of worry when we got there though, because was it in January? There was snow all over everywhere. So the first night we actually filmed all the interior shots, and luckily the next morning the snow had thawed out. Hasn't it?
The snow had cleared, so we were able to go outside and start doing the daytime shoots,
and then in the evening do the outdoor shoots of everything. And then everyone was getting excited as filming was coming to an end. It was finally here. We could look back at it and celebrate. And the celebrations were great, weren't they?
Yeah, brilliant.
We
cracked the champagne open.
We cracked the champagne.
I gave a speech.
I think we finished about 1 o'clock in the morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we actually had to be out at 10 o'clock the next morning. I think we went to bed about 5:30. But the amazing thing is, and this is talking about our cast and crew, how amazing they were, is everyone got on with everyone. There was no issues, no complaint. Everyone was fantastic together, and it showed at Lancaster Hall when we finished shooting. Everyone stayed in the communal living room, and we did a quiz. We had a bit of music going, and laugh and joke. It was fantastic. Everyone really mingled, and made the weekend amazing. It was a weekend I'll remember for a long time, very fondly. And a few tired faces the next morning when
a few.
we were trying.
We couldn't get Connor up.
We were trying to knock everyone up, saying, "Come on, we need to get
him up. We had to get his train."
Yeah. The more worrying thing was, I went upstairs to check all the rooms were empty. At 2 minutes to 10, when we needed to be out at 10, and someone at 2 minutes to 10 was in the shower, and I was like, "Oh, we need to be out. Go, go, go." But yeah, absolutely fantastic weekend, fantastic place to film,
absolutely,
and a really fitting end to filming.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
What wouldn't
You're
be?
an actor. Vulnerable.
Hey, Nan. Hi, Nan.
I'm an actor.
Hi, Nan.
So we then started straight away with post-production. We obviously drove back home, and then we started to obviously pick the rushes for our final weekend, and then we swiftly moved on to, I swiftly moved on to editing, but then we also started to ramp up the conversations with our composer. Now, it's interesting because our composer actually approached us midway through production asking if we needed a composer. Because initially what we were going to do was we were going to draw on our own ideas from music from the other films. But as soon as we got the approach from John Horn, who was our composer,
and we listened to
his work, we sort of felt, you know what, we have to give this guy a go, and we have to see what he can do and how he can really sort of take our film to another level and start to really bring it to life. And all I can say is, wow.
Fantastic,
wasn't it?
The score is amazing.
Yeah. And the way he was able to, I say this a lot, but the way he was able to sort of stay true to the original sort of series, but also give its own spin
and its own originality.
Film. He did it so well, didn't he?
I remember when the first thing we heard was the theme, the main theme.
Yeah.
And that was the main worry for me, because if you go too far from a Halloween theme, it's not a Halloween theme, and that's the essence of the films.
Yeah.
So I remember receiving the email saying, with the transfer file over, saying, listen to this and tell me what you think of it. So I actually run into the changing room at work, stuck my headphones in and listened to it. And I just knew straight away everything else was going to be fine. I didn't worry about the music one bit after that. And I remember messaging you saying, the theme's in, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it to a T. It was fantastic. It was the right level of originality, but it was still Halloween essence.
I think what was more impressive for me was how we didn't actually give him too much sort of creative direction. We sort of said, okay, if you can keep this true to, the essence of what Halloween is, but also have your own sort of freedom to kind of do a little bit what you want.
We give him a brief description, so in this scene we want some really action, bang, everything really loud and all the music going. This scene we want some, really subtle in the background, like a good scene of that is the piano in the background when Loomis and the sheriff are talking in the police station.
The case files.
And he listened to all our suggestions really well, and every time he hit the nail on the head. every time he said to us, do I need to be? No, nothing needs changing. That's fantastic the way it is. And we're so happy to have that originality in our film. You know, it's not been used anywhere else.
No.
You know, and someone as talented to, you know, emphasise the importance of a score in a film. You know, we can only do so much, but the score just helps lift.
It brings another level to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think what's also really good is that we've also teamed up with Bandcamp as well to make sure that the soundtrack's out and also available to purchase. It's got a separate license as well, which is massive. Not just for us, but it's massive for John as well to start to promote his work a bit more.
Get his work out there.
Get his work out there and to, you know, hopefully go on to bigger and better things in the future.
Absolutely. So then, after months of post-production, we come to the end, didn't we? Everything was ready around late July, start of August. Everything was ready, the film was there. And we couldn't be prouder, could we? We couldn't be happier. You know, from where we started 2.5 years ago to be here now. There
was a lot of work, wasn't it? I think.
A lot of work.
Yeah, so.
But very happy with the work we've put in, very happy with what we've come out with.
Yeah.
You know,
so essentially how it got to a final cut. So obviously I spent about 6 weeks on and off doing a base edit. So basically choosing the camera angles that we got from the rushes, doing a little bit of sound selection as well, and then pass the edit over to our video editor Callum Carter, who we actually interviewed separately following the completion of the film as well. And we also worked with a sound engineer called Craig Hawthorne, who's really good as well. So Craig spent about a week doing all the mixing and mastering and also adding sound effects, and Callum spent about, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks with a couple of additions with the visual effects. So for example, blood and gore, and also some CGI here and there as well.
And also the coloration of the film. Yeah. You know, everyone we worked with has been fantastic, you know, on the post-production again. So yeah, it was a pretty surreal moment, wasn't it? You know, to think, you know, 2.5 years we're here. Very proud moment again for us. You know, and obviously we know there's stuff we can improve on. We're not saying every film's perfect.
No film's perfect.
It's not.
No film's perfect.
For a first feature film, we're very proud with where we are, with the resources we had available to us. So yeah, very happy with where we are and the final product that hopefully you've seen.
So now that you've seen the film, hopefully, and you've come to the end of this video, what we'd like to do is talk about our future projects.
We're not going to go into too much detail because we're still in early planning days at the moment. But all I will say, if you don't know what's coming next from the end of that film, you haven't been paying attention. All I will say is, this hunt is still on, but this hunt has to end. That's all I'm going to say. Take that how you want to take it. You'll find out more on New Year's Day. That's all I'm going to say. I thank you very much for watching. We appreciate the support from everyone. We hope this video has given you a little bit of a in-depth look,
an insight,
you know, at everything that we've done and where we've been and where we are now. And we hope you enjoy the film. That's the most important thing. And you enjoy the rest of the content. There's more to come, more content to come. The gag reel will be coming out next week. And then the week after we have the video commentary coming out, which is another in-depth look at the film. Myself and Morgan have a conversation over the film, chatting about scenes and everything that's gone on whilst we were filming there.
And adding some bits that you didn't know.
Yeah, quite a few actually, to be honest. So yeah, thank you for everything. Keep watching, subscribe, and prepare for more. That's all I'll say.
Don't forget to click below
to subscribe to the JJL Productions YouTube channel.